Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video I'm going to explain this DSA problem minimum number of jumps. So let's get started. Here it is given an array of n integers ARR where each element represents the maximum length of the jump that can be made forward from that element. This means if ARR I is equals to x, then we can make any jump distance y such that y is less than equals to x. Find the minimum number of jumps to reach the end of the array starting from the first element. If an element is 0, then you cannot move through that element. And here it is given in note, return -1 if you can't reach the end of the array. Now let me explain what this problem statement is saying. It is saying that we will be given an array. Suppose we have array 1 4 3 2 6 1, and here each element represents the number of steps we can use to make a jump from that element. Initially we will start with the first element and we will start making jumps from here, and the number of steps that we are going to cover in each jump will be represented by the value of that element. As the first element is 1, here we can make a jump of step 1, which means I can reach only the next element, and from next element its value is 4. It means that I can make a jump of 4 steps maximum, and even I can make a jump lesser than 4 steps. I can make jump of step 1, I can make jump of step 2, and I can make a jump of step 3 and jump of step 4. Here I have taken 4 steps in the last jump. We can visualize it as, if I make a jump of 4 steps, then this is one step, the second, this third, and this is fourth. Hence when I am taking a jump of 4 steps, I will reach the end of the array. And when we reach the end of the array, I have to return the number of jumps I have made. Here I have I have made 2 jumps, first of step 1 and second of step 4, and I reached the end of this array. And we have to return the number of jumps such that it is minimum. This is all that this problem statement is saying. We have to return minimum number of jumps to reach the end of the array. Now let us take this example and see how it is working. So this is example 1. Here from this first element I can make a jump of step 1, I can reach here, and from this element I can reach 9 by taking 1 2 3 jumps. I can reach 8 by taking a jump of step 2, and I can reach 5 by taking a jump of step 1. I can reach here, here, and here. So which will be suitable for me? I think here I should make a jump so that I will be on the largest element. I will make jump of this. I have made 2 jumps till now, and from this element I can make a jump of 9 steps. Can I reach the end from here? How many steps are needed to reach the end? 1 2 3 4 5 6. As only 6 steps are needed, and from here I can make a jump of 9 steps. So here I can reach the last element by taking a single jump. So here total number of jumps I made are 3, and output here is given 3. Let me ask you a question here. is it always give me minimum number of jumps if I from any element I choose to land on a element which has largest value. Let us take another example. If the elements are such, I am on, this is element 1, this is element 2, let's say 3 and 9, and this is last element 2 1. If we think that way, where we are making a jump from a particular element to element from which our largest element is reachable from that element. So let us apply the same concept here. If I make a jump from this, then I can, from second element I can reach the end, second last, and the next element. If we try to think that way, that we must always land on an element that has largest value, then I will make jump here and then here, then here, because after 3 I have three options, 9 2 1, and I'm choosing the greatest one, 9. And after 9 I have two options, 2 and 1. I have chosen here 2 by following that concept of the choosing the maximum value element, and from here I took a jump of step 1 and I reached the end. Here I have made 4 jumps. But if I straight away I here make one jump of 3 steps, then I will reach the end of the array. So it does not always work. It is working here, but it does not always work. Now let us see the approach which we are going to use to solve this problem. There can be three approaches. First is recursion. First is recursions. In second is recursion with the dynamic programming, memoization, and the third one is the other solution which will be completed in O of big O of n. This will not be get accepted in here because it will have time complexity exponential. This second memoization will also not work here because we have to take vector of size 10 to the power 7 to store the values of all the subproblems, which will which will show segmentation error. Now let us discuss the approach that I'm going to use here. I'm going to traverse this array once, and from index 1, let me write indexes here, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. I will start from here. And I'm going to use three variables, step, max reach, and jumps. Steps will maintain the count of steps that are remaining that I can take, and max reach will tell me that from any particular element which index is reachable, and jump will maintain the count of jumps that I have made till now, and at last I will return the value of this variable jumps as my answer. And initially steps, max reach, jump, I will initialize my steps with the first element of this array, and here in this test case it is 1 and 1. I will initialize steps and max reach with the first element of the array, and I will initialize my jump with 1. Because I am starting from this next element, I'm not starting with the first element, so I have definitely must have taken one jump, so I have initialized it with 1. And from here I will calculate max reach. From this element, the maximum index that is reachable is the sum of its value, that I can take 3 steps from here, and the value of that index on which I am currently present. Here it is 1. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So at the second iteration, maximum reachable index is 4. I can reach 4 from here. It is maximum reachable index. And steps will become 0. As I have took one step, initially my step was 1, and after each iteration I am going to reduce my steps, as for reaching the next element I am utilizing my steps. When steps becomes 0, then I will increase my jump, because here when steps are there, it means that I am using the steps of the previous jump. When the steps become 0, that means steps of previous jumps are exhausted, so I have to make another jump. So I will increase my jump each time when the steps becomes 0. And when steps become 0, while increasing the value of jump, at the same time I'm going to replenish this steps with value max reach minus the index. It means that how many steps I can go further from the particular element on which I am currently present. From here I can go till this this index 4, and currently I am at 1. Number of steps I can take is 4 minus 1, max reach minus the index on which I am currently present. It will become 3. And at next iteration, my iteration will go similarly like this till steps become 0. 3, 2, 1, 0, and I will calculate my max reach at each iteration. Here it is 7, it is larger than 4, so I will update it. It is 7, and here it is 11. 8 plus 3 11, and previously it is 7, so I will update it. It will become 11. At here it is 13, so I will make it 13, as it is greater than 11, my previous value of max reach. And jump will remain 2, as jump will only change when the number of steps will get exhausted. At this step, at this iteration, when I am currently at 9, my steps has become 0. Now I will increase my jump. It will become 3, and again I will calculate my number of steps. From here I after taking another jump, how many steps I can take? Steps I can take is 13 minus 4, it is 9. I can take 9 steps from here, and I will continue my iterations. My steps will decrease one by one. 9 8 7 8 7 6 5 4 3 6 5 4 3, and this will also get increased. And here when it is 3, I've already reached the last element. At this stage I'm going to return the number of jumps. Number of jumps will remain 3, because number of steps has not become 0 at any iteration. So I will return 3 from the last iteration when I am currently at the last index. Hope you understood the concept little bit. The more you will understand while I write the code. Let me write the code here. As I have told, I am going to make a variable steps and initialize with the first element, and variable max reach, and I'm going to initialize it with first element of the array, and a variable jumps, and I'm going to initialize it with 1. Now I'm going to apply a for loop here for traversing the given array once. It will start from index 1 till the length of array, and at each iteration I'm going to calculate the new max reach. It will be maximum of the current max reach. It can be the case that for any particular element it is not going to increase, it can decrease from the previous max reach. So we have to take the maximum of both of them, and I will compare it with index plus the value at that index. After calculating max reach, I'm going to decrease my steps as I have used one step, and I will check if by decreasing my steps has become 0. If it becomes 0, then I will check. I'm going to increase my jump as I have told earlier, jump plus plus, and I will check if I is equals to max reach. It means that currently I am at the index of max reach. Max reach is that index. I can go till that index. I cannot go further from that index. So my steps has now become 0 and I am already at the last index, and I cannot go further from here. So in this condition I am going to return -1, that it is not possible me to reach the end of the array from this index. If it is not the case that I is not max reach, it is definitely it is going to be less than max reach. It is never going to get larger than max reach, because number of steps depends on this max reach, and number of steps become 0 when this max reach is exhausted. So we cannot go further. I cannot get larger than this max reach. It can be smaller than, and the condition in which it is smaller than this max reach, in that case we will calculate number of steps again, as we are making a new jump, and from this jump how many steps we can take. So steps will be max reach, so the index, which is the maximum index that we can reach from this element, and the index of that element on which we are currently present. So we can take this many steps from that particular index I. Now there can be some corner cases when my value of n is less than equals to 1. When there is only one element, it is the first and last element, then we have don't have to make any jump from here. So we'll straight away return 0 from here. And in this for loop I'm going to check if I am at currently I am at last index, that is n minus 1. It means that I have reached the end of the array. So here, from here I will return jumps variable, which is containing the number of jumps I have made till now. There is one more case, that if the first element of array is itself 0, in that case we cannot go further. So we will return, and here the condition is when the first element is 0 and the length is greater than 1. So when the length is 1 or less than 1 or 0, that case is handled here. If it comes out this condition, means the control is not returned, it means that the length is greater than 1 and the value of the first element is 0. In that case too I'm going to return minus 1, because it is the case that I am not able to reach to the end of the array, and in that case, in previous case too, I'm going to return value -1. Now let's try to run this code. I think it is completed. There is some error. It will be return. Yes, it is showing correct answer. Let me try to submit it. All the test cases are passed successfully. It is showing correct answers. The code is working fine. Hope you understood the problem. Thank you.